Yeah, I think we're going to see Alex Smith, and Smith is going to do everything he has to do to play in that game. It's win and in. People have asked me, why did the NFL select Washington, Philadelphia for prime time? Because Philadelphia's not playing for anything, and it is funny to see some of the Philadelphia beat writers complain about having to stay up past 9 o'clock on Sunday night to cover a team that it's irrelevant at this point. But it's a great 6-hour window to determine the NFC East, because you've got the elimination game first between the Cowboys and the Giants. The winner is alive, the loser is dead, and then the winner goes and watches what Washington does, and if Washington wins, they're in, and if Washington loses, the winner of the Giants-Cowboys game is in. I love that 6-hour window.
Well, yeah, it's because I had some friends text me too, like, why is that the game? It's because it's the only game that's guaranteed to mean something, truly, as far as the playoffs and who gets in and gets out. If it wasn't Washington, Philadelphia, everything else could have been settled by the time we got to Sunday Night Football. We would have had no game to put on TV, or at least no game with meaning. So, yeah, we want meaning in primetime spots there. I don't want to watch an 8:15, Sunday night scrimmage between two football teams. I definitely don't. I think there is some
Think about it.
there.
Think about it. The way they've got it set up, they've got all those impactful games clustered at 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. And then if the game that starts at 8:15 means nothing by the time all the other games are resolved, who's going to watch it? Who's going to care? We've just seen all of these games that have all these tentacles and connections, and this game affects this game. They're talking in Indianapolis about not putting up the score of the Titans-Texans game, because they don't want the players, looking up at the scoreboard to see what they need to do against the Jaguars, and or whether or not it even matters to beat the Jaguars. If they, all of those things, it's fun, and so all that ends, and there's a game that doesn't mean anything. Right. Who cares about that? Right. This is a game that is guaranteed to mean something, and it's a great combination. It makes the Cowboys-Giants game even better, because that game has to go to its conclusion before we know who's still alive. And then, boom, you hand the baton to Washington and Philly. And if Washington wins, they're in. And if they lose, whoever won that early game. And I love it.
I do too.
Now, it's still the worst division in football, but they're still hosting a playoff game. And we've seen teams sub 500 hosting playoff games, wild card weekend, and winning. The Seahawks did it to the Saints, and the Panthers, Ron Rivera's Panthers, did it to the Cardinals. It didn't help the Cardinals that they had Ryan Lindley playing quarterback instead of Carson Palmer.
Right.
But we've seen sub 500 teams win in the postseason. So, throw out the records at this point. What matters at this point is Washington wins the division if they win Sunday night. And if they lose, the winner of the Cowboys-Giants game is in. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, and it's, there's almost a part of me that wants to see the Giants in and be like, well, we got a 6-10 football team hosting a playoff game. There's a part of me that wants to see that hosting. Tom Brady. I know.
Yes.
Whoever wins is going to get to host Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's your consolation prize. I don't think that's good for Washington. I don't think they match up well. But either way, I'm with you on Sunday night. Washington, Philadelphia, we still got the Jalen Hurts thing. Jalen Hurts played well again last week. Yeah, he threw an interception down in the red zone. Okay, they were down 13 points. He had to make something happen. It was a third down, I believe. It might have even been a fourth down. I can't remember exactly. I've watched so much damn football, but did a lot of good things. I'm excited to watch him one more time. And then this Washington defense, and of course with Alex Smith, they play the right way as a total team. He takes care of the ball. He's Charlie check down. You want to pull your hair out watching him going, please throw the ball more than 7 feet, please. But then he waits until he feels like, okay, now it's time. Let me start just pushing the envelope a little bit, just like you did with the Steelers football game. And all of a sudden you look up and you go, damn, he was so boring and average all game, and here he is. They're going to win the game, and he made enough throws in the last quarter here to help them get over the hump to win it. And I'm excited to see if Alex Smith can do that. Him and Ron Rivera, this comeback story they've had is pretty special.
Bad news for Washington. Terry McLaurin in a walking boot. He missed the Week 16 game. He's been great this year for Washington, so they're going to have to get some offensive production somewhere else. It's the defense, though, that's been driving the bus. And you're right. Look, it's not like the Eagles are going to lay down. It's a primetime game. Doug Peterson is justifiably starting to wonder about his future in Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts trying to develop him for next year. If nothing else, this is a preseason game for next year. This is an opportunity for Hurts to do something that allows him to feel better about his potential as a starter and everyone else to feel better about his potential as a starter for next year. So, I understand that like Rams-Cardinals, well, not that Rams-Cardinals is going to be a sexier game if the starting quarterbacks aren't playing, but this one has the potential to be very fascinating. And the prospect of the Giants hosting Tom Brady and what the Giants have done to Brady over the course of his career, and they had that Monday night game that went down to the wire. And the Joe
Patriots
Judge angle with all of his time with the Patriots.
Right.
Look, sorry, Cowboys fans. Sorry, Washington fans. And I really do think that Washington winning the division would be the sentimental favorite, and it just would feel good. But if we want a compelling playoff game the following weekend, Giants hosting the Bucs is the best combination. So go Giants, Chris.
I agree.
I'll be pulling for your Giants on Sunday.
Yeah, go Big Blue. Here we go. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that would be the most compelling matchup. I'm with you. You know, hopefully Daniel Jones could be healthy this week and in that wild card football game. But, yeah, I think they match up pretty good with the Tampa football team. And, yes, because of Patrick Graham, the defensive staff there, hey, those coaches – You know, we heard those reports a few weeks ago about some of the comments that were made behind the scenes about Brady, you know, and all of those type of things. It all adds a little intrigue to the matchup if it does happen. But, you know, either way, I think Brady on the road on the Tampa Bay football team is going to be a pretty good watch no matter who it is.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.